mission, solving mysteries in the night. Chasing shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind, in the darkness all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be, for justice wheels keep turning, granted on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. When these crime busters run, no victims left to pay. Bravery in her veins, truth she won't disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Credit fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voiceless and the missing, she'll stand.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing this newsworthy day? It's a crazy day. Hello, Ginger, Valerie, Trees. Good to see you. Those of you who are hiding in the bushes, which is more than okay, we're happy to have you. Hello. I know, Trees, right? It has been a day. Well, the first good news of the day is this. Baby Emmanuel's parents have been arrested early this morning, guys, 7-something, West Coast time. Yes, arrested. Rebecca and Jake Harrows have been arrested. Forensics have been at the site all day. There is supposed to be a press conference tonight at 6 p.m. our time, Central Time, I believe. So if anybody sees where that is with good audio, let me know. I will play it live if I can. But at first it was reported that it was suspicion of murder, but whoops, didn't mean to say that, but that's what it is. But actually it is for red rum. And the code that they were charged under was Police Code 187, refers to red rum specifically as defined under California Penal Code Section 187. This code is used by law enforcement to indicate a homicide investigation, signaling a serious and urgent situation. The legal context defines red rum as the unlawful killing of a human being or a fetus with malice aforethought. So that gives you an idea of what they're looking at with these two. Now, I did see pictures of them going through the trash in their home. They took a bunch of stuff into the forensics lab. I heard that they had a bulldozer or something out in the yard. I have watched TikTok videos and kind of perused them and X videos. I did not see anything like that. I just saw them going through the garbage. So I don't know if they were digging today. I don't have any idea. And I was watching Dolly a little bit because he's there on site. And he said he couldn't see anything either, but that's what he's heard as well. So here is the actual photo of them being arrested. Right here is Jake being handcuffed and being walked to the vehicle. And over here on the left is Rebecca being handcuffed and walked to another vehicle. They're being kept separate. So I don't know if they woke them up or just what happened, but yes, kind of invaded. Let's see what the comments are saying. So let's see. Yes, crazy crime buster day for sure. Wild ride. Hello, Anna, Rob. Hello, Aunt Elizabeth. Hello, hello. Gotcha. You already read them. Well, we're going to read them again, Valerie. So, yeah, I know that, at least Dolly will be there. I just want to make sure sometimes when it's not mainstream media, you can't hear very good, and I need to hear well because I don't have good hearing, guys. So, hello, Green Eyes. Yes, they ran the gates with a Bobcat SWAT vehicle, guys, to get in there. So, yeah. Um, but yeah, if anybody knows where they are or whatever, let me know when you see it come up in, you know, and I'll try to go over there so we can watch it together. What I want to know is if they found the baby, because at the time of the arrest they hadn't found the baby yet, as far as we're aware. So I want to know if they found the baby. But they have to have some kind of evidence to arrest them for red rum, for that penal code one. What was it, 187? The other thing that I had on that I was watching back and forth was Donna Adelson's trial, for conspiracy to take the life of her son-in-law, Dan Martel. This case is a case that keeps on giving. Um, yeah. They finished jury selection has been the past 3 days, but today they did opening statements. The prosecutor, oh my God, she just really laid it out and told it like a story. And it I mean, if I were a juror, I would have been ready to convict at that point. Honestly, it was amazing. Um, the defense, I don't know, for some reason, I don't like the defense attorney. She's really off-putting or something. I don't know. Plus, she called Dan Martel Danny, and I'm sorry, you know, being Donna's attorney, she didn't have any right to call him Danny. I think only his family and his loved ones have the right to call him that. And we all know that Donna hated him with a passion. So, yeah. Forensics were there all over that property. They really were. Who tried to buy a hacksaw? Rebecca and Jake? That doesn't sound good. Is that why they went in there? I don't know. Yeah, one station had an aerial view, but I didn't see a backhoe or anything. Did you guys? That is what I have heard. Trees. Belinda is filing for guardianship of Jack and Lily. Yeah. And that's probably why these documents were unsealed. The mother tried to. Well, guys, did you know that Rebecca, her brother, is serving 50 to life for taking the life of his girlfriend? What information, Kent? Hello, by the way. It's good to see you. Um, because we've been talking about all kinds of stuff. We've been talking about Donna Adelson's trial that's going on. We've been talking about Emmanuel parents being arrested today, and we just started about Jack and Lily. We haven't gotten that far yet. I agree with you, Trees. Bravo for Belinda. Yeah, I just read it somewhere in an article. Um, he absolutely was found guilty of taking the life of his girlfriend, and he's serving 50 to life. So that's kind of scary. Trees, I think we all were. It was like, what do I watch next? Okay, I'm gonna keep this streaming, turn the sound down for a minute while I watch this. And then I mean, it was nuts. It was just crazy today. The court documents in Jack and Lily's case. Yes, we're gonna get into it. A lot of things that we didn't know. A lot of things we didn't know. Um, One of the first ones that I seen, and this one was on Facebook, and I think it's pretty diluted down. We're gonna, probably gonna go horse reading to you guys today. Um, so this one was found on Facebook, where the investigation stands despite the exhaustive search, which included dense forests, mine shafts, wells, waterways, helicopters, drones, and more than 100 trained volunteers. There has been no trace of the children. RCMP said they have received 740 public tips and over 9,300 videos, all of which are still being reviewed by major crime investigators. As of July 16th, investigators reported they did not believe a criminal offense had occurred, but they continue to treat the disappearance as a very active investigation under the Missing Persons Act. RCMP spokesperson Alison Gerard said, "The Nova Scotia RCMP is using every available resource to help locate Lily and Jack and determine the circumstances of their disappearance. The team remains committed to exploring all possible scenarios." More than 3 months later, Jack and Lily's disappearance continues to devastate the community and draw national attention. So newly released court documents shed light on search for Jack and Lily Sullivan. Newly obtained records are shedding light on how RCMP investigators have worked behind the scenes to trace the movement of the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, and her then boyfriend, Daniel Martell, in the hours and days leading up to May 2nd, when 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack vanished from their rural home in Lansdowne Station. The redacted file includes 12 record access orders and outlines the investigative steps taken under the Missing Persons Act. Electronic and financial tracking, police obtained data from phones, GPS devices, call logs, chat logs, email accounts, and bank transactions belonging to Brooks Murray and Martell to verify their accounts of events. App data, investigators accessed Brooke Murray's Text Plus Wi-Fi calling app after she deleted it in early July. Interesting. Surveillance evidence. RCMP collected camera footage from the Cobequid Pass toll plaza between May 1st and May 3rd to confirm whether the children may have left Nova Scotia. The last confirmed sighting of Jack and Lily was on May 1st at 2:25 p.m. at a Dollarama in New Glasgow, which we knew, right? Polygraph testing. Both Brooks Murray and Martell underwent separate polygraphs on May 12th and passed. Over the following weeks, several relatives also took polygraphs, including the children's biological father, Cody Sullivan, truthful, their grandmother, Cindy Brooks Murray, and her boyfriend, Wade Paris, both passed. Martell's mother, Janie McKenzie, was also tested, but her results were deemed unsuitable for analysis. What do you guys think of that? Statements from Brooks Murray. In interviews, she described Martell as an involved parent who the children respected and denied any physical discipline in the home. Well, that certainly contradicts what she has said in texts. Some sections of her accounts remain heavily redacted. Blanket evidence. Searchers located pieces of a pink LOL doll blanket believed to belong to Lily, One piece was found near the roadside and another in a garbage bin at the home. According to Brooks Murray, the blanket had been torn previously and was later discarded. Martell had reportedly used it to block a draft at the door. Okay, we still got a lot to go over, guys, but I'm going to pause here for a second. So let's see. You had 3 different lives going on at once. Yeah, Kent, they are doozies for sure. They really are. Yeah, there is a bunch of them. Janie, get your rake. I don't know. It was just a post on Facebook. I didn't even save it. I just screenshotted it. And very true, trees. Very true. Let me get a drink here. I'm ready to lose my voice. That's right. Guilty people can still pass polygraphs. Just saying. Could be, yeah, too nervous. Yeah, I read that as well. She didn't put her kids to bed in clean bed clothing. That that made me angry. Hello, Bobby. Hello, everybody that I missed. I'm sorry, I don't mean to miss you. All right. Before we read any more, I do want to share this. This one. Let's see which one it is here. Okay, gotcha. I think I have it right at the right point. So let's go ahead.
Court documents are shedding light on the search for 2 missing children from Pictou County. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack disappeared from their home in Lansdowne Station on the morning of May 2nd. Our Angela McIver has the latest.
Daniel Martell has known since the day Jack and Lily disappeared that he was a suspect. He's been their stepfather for more than 2 years, living together in this trailer. Martell says that's why he has fully cooperated with police.
Everything from my phone, doing a polygraph exam, and just ask them to do, here you go, search everything, do everything you can for the kids, right?
Freshly unsealed court documents detail how RCMP combed through bank records, phone data, and GPS locations. Investigators wanted to know the exact whereabouts of Martell and the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, in the days leading up to the children's disappearance, and cross-reference that information with the statements they gave to police. The documents reveal that as of July 16th, investigators did not believe the case was criminal. By that point, 6 polygraph tests had been done, including on both Brooks Murray and Martell. They were also done on Martell's mother, on Brooks Murray's mother and her partner, and on the children's biological father. Brooks Murray was given a polygraph in what police describe as an effort to eliminate her as a suspect in causing her children's disappearance and possible murder. She passed, and so did Martell.
They've done a full background check as much as they could possibly do. And I mean, I'm pretty thankful for them to spend the time and spend the resources to try to figure out everything.
An extensive search on Martel's property and the surrounding 8.5 square kilometers has turned up only a few clues. One was a boot print matching Lily's size 11 feet. Another was a pink blanket hanging from a tree found by family members of the children's mother. A piece of blanket was also seized from a garbage bin at the end of the family's driveway. Martel says it was the same blanket, but it had been ripped apart and thrown out.
I mean, it's mysterious as it is because the distance from the garbage bin to where the blanket was found is almost 1 kilometer.
RCMP have previously said Lily's blanket was sent for forensic analysis. To date, police have received 740 tips and more than 9,300 videos, and say a tremendous amount of careful, deliberate, investigative work is ongoing to locate Lily and Jack. Angela McIver, CBC News, Halifax.
The only girl involved in the attack on Ahmad Al-Marak in a parkade at the Halifax shopping center.
Okay. So there was that one, and we even got to see Daniel. Isn't that interesting? Yes, they both passed the polygraph. Janie was inconclusive. Why would she do that when she wanted them to go out in the morning? She needed them dressed. They weren't going to be in pajamas. That would be suspicious. Yeah, he does look confident in this one, doesn't he? So, yes. We are going to read the BBC one. Let's see here. Rob, do you have a few thoughts? What are those? Okay. Get caught up. You know, there's there are different views, I think, on polygraphs, guys. You know, if you listen to the professionals, agents, things like that, people who do polygraphs, there are drugs that can affect polygraphs. It's a well-known fact. The chances of both of them beating a polygraph is pretty high. Could be, but were they both on rugs? I mean, I don't know. We don't know, guys. Yeah, Cheryl, that's what they said. As of July 16th, they said that, but yet they have their criminal investigative unit going through all the tips. Yeah, I will never understand. That's right. Ted Bundy and others have passed several polygraph tests. Yeah. So, I mean, why do you think that they're not permissible in a court of law, guys? Because they can be beaten. So, let's see. Don't know which one this is. I've got several different ones here. So, I'm not sure which one to read first. Let's go to this one. I don't know. Newly released court documents are revealing previously unreported details of the investigation into the disappearance of 2 young children from their home in rural northeastern Nova Scotia more than 3 months ago. Included in several documents are the initial impressions by police of polygraphs given to the parents of 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, and confirmation that investigators found a second piece of a pink blanket they say belonged to Lily in the trash. The information is contained in court applications filed by investigators for permission to conduct searches for phone records, banking records, and video related to the case. The documents include unproven statements made by police. These documents were released to the Canadian press and other news outlets. Many of them contain redactions. According to one document sworn by Corporal Charlene Jordan Curl of the RCMP's Northeast Nova Scotia Major Crime Unit, the children were first reported missing on 10:01 a.m. on May 2nd from their home in rural Lansdowne Station by their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray. Brooks Murray told police she believed the two children had wandered away from home, but the exact time she said she thought they went missing was redacted. Police were on the scene at 10:27 a.m. The document says the last time the children were seen outside their home was on May 1st when they were captured by video surveillance at a local Dollarama store with Brooks Murray and Daniel Martell, their stepfather. So this is the first time that they actually stated where they were seen and with who. Before they just said family, and they never said exactly where they were seen. Now they're telling us it was a Dollarama store with Brooks Murray and Daniel Martell. RCMP conducted at least 4 polygraphs during their investigation. The first 2 were on May 12th with the children's parents at the detachment at Bible Hill, Nova Scotia. Martell's polygraph indicated he was truthful, as did the test for Brooks Murray that found she was truthful when answering specific questions, although the list of questions is redacted in the document. An unidentified investigator's comment included at the end of a section on the results of both of these polygraphs says, "At this point in the investigation, Jack and Lily's disappearance is not believed to be criminal in nature. I do not have reasonable grounds to believe a criminal offense has occurred. Because Jack and Lily are still missing, polygraph examinations were conducted with the intention of ruling out that possibility." Martell told the Canadian press on May 28th that he had passed a polygraph test, but the RCMP declined at the time to confirm or deny his claim. Results from polygraphs, which measure fluctuations within a person's sympathetic nervous system as they answer questions, are not admissible in Canadian courts, but the machines are considered an investigative tool. Meanwhile, on June 10th, the children's step-grandmother, Janie McKenzie, underwent a polygraph examination, but another document notes that her physiology was not suitable for an analysis, and an opinion on the polygraph examination was not rendered. The children's biological father, Cody Sullivan, underwent a polygraph on June 12th and passed the examination with his answers found to be truthful. In July, the Mounties said they were running forensic tests on a pink blanket found during the search of the heavily wooded areas near the children's home. Police said at that time that the family had confirmed the blanket belonged to Lily, but investigators released few details. And remember, at first Daniel said no, it wasn't, and Malaya said it was. The newly released documents shed more light on the part of the investigation, saying 3 family members found the blanket in a tree on Lansdowne Station Road on May 2nd, exactly 1 kilometer from the family home. A photo was shown to the mother and stepfather, who confirmed it was Lily's. Later, police dispatched a sniffer dog to the area where the blanket was found, but the animal was unable to pick up scent of Lily or Jack, the documents say. On May 4th, another piece of blanket was seized by police after it was found inside a trash bag at the end of the driveway of the children's home, according to police. Police say they confirmed both pieces were part of the same blanket. Among the numerous court orders sought by police was one for the Cobequid Pass, a tolled section of highway in Nova Scotia. Specifically, the RCMP were looking for video records, including closed circuit footage of all cameras of drivers leaving Nova Scotia between May 1st at 2:25 p.m. to May 3rd at 3 a.m. One of the documents said that on May 3rd, police received a report that Jack and Lily might be with their biological father. Police received a pair of messages about this early on May 3rd, but the report notes a caller who was unnamed did not have any proof, and she just wanted to make sure every possibility is looked into. According to the request for Cobigid Pass Toll Plaza bids, Malaya later reported to police that she thought Cody Sullivan, Lily and Jack's biological father, might have picked them up and taken them to New Brunswick. Malaya said that. That's interesting. Wow. Wow. I'm going to stop there for a second, guys. What do you think of that? So Daniel was tested for 3 hours, and the one article says he was truthful on 4 questions. Yeah. Hello, Brian. Good to see you. White Shed, hello. And White Shed, it said that Daniel and Malaya, it depends on where you read it. Oh my gosh. As for you think it's a distraction about Malaya, they found Cody to be absolutely truthful. They made no bones about that one. Right? The questions were redacted. Janie's name's not going to be cleared with this one. So, sorry, girl. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. Very, very suspicious, in my opinion. I don't know. Yes, Sharon, I agree with you. Rugs would affect the polygraph. Yeah, there was nothing stated where they're at today. Here's the thing. They stated there was nothing as of July 16th, guys. We're near the end of August, but they were still doing criminal investigation at that time. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they were looking at it anyway. So, Valerie, you have a lot more thoughts. Yeah, I think we all do. This about Malaya accusing Cody. And Daniel was, of course not, because she couldn't bring up Cody to Daniel, could she? I know. And this is the first we've heard about this, as far as I'm aware. I've not heard of this until today, until I read it. So, I'll bet you Cody's angry. And if Belinda didn't know this, I'll bet she's not happy about it either. Well, good for Cody. I'm glad he found a job. Um, Was Malaya talking to Cody? What's this about? Cody was cleared. Belinda would know all this. Sounds like Malaya is looking to blame someone else. Yes. She was looking to blame someone else, which really makes me point the finger at her all the more. I agree. As a distraction, look over there, but not here. Honestly, yes, I know that sometimes you can look at Travis Decker's case as an example, right? Travis Decker's case, he took the kids, right? Yeah, but there was a difference. Travis was very involved in his kid's life. He was fighting to stay, be able to visit them. Cody hasn't been in these kids' lives for up to almost 2 years before they went missing. Totally different scenario. So for Malaya, I mean, can you imagine what RCMP thought? For Malaya to say that to them? Oh, I thought that Cody took them to New Brunswick. What? You reported them missing. Now you're saying you think that Cody picked them up and took them to New Brunswick? What? Right? No, no, it doesn't put her in a very good light. Not at all. Yes, exactly. Why they showed up at Belinda's. Yeah, fingers crossed for Belinda. I hope she does. Well, it's scared. She's trying to get the police to look the other way. I have never thought she was meek and mild. I guess you're right, Osprey. Knows what she's doing and manipulative. She knows. I agree. She knows what happened, but I don't think Daniel is innocent either. Right? Cody hadn't seen the kids. It wasn't. I don't think it was 3 years. I thought Belinda said it was almost 2. He's going to attempt to abduct them on a crappy day in broad daylight with 3 adults and yeah, and not tell her. Oh, yep, but they just wandered away. What? Yeah. What is she going to need their birth certificates for? For the death certificate? Favorite stuffies just for something, maybe to give Meadow? It was 3 years. I know. I'm right there with you, Trees. Let's finish this article. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. All right. Police later met with Sullivan on May 22nd. The court document said he told police he had been in a relationship with the mother, but had not, it did say 3 years here, sorry guys, but had not seen her nor the children in 3 years. He said he paid child support, contrary to what Brooks Murray had told police. He said he did not know what happened to Jack and Lily. Let's hold on here for just a second. I realize that I didn't make this bigger so you guys could see it. But, for the first time, I have to have a little bit of compassion for Cody. Right? Malaya wanted full custody. She was suing for full custody. He said, fine. And he just let her go. And but those are his babies and they're gone now. And, we can say what we want. How could a father give up his child? Blah, blah, blah. But then, I mean, he doesn't see them for 3 years and then he's being accused of taking them. I understand why he didn't go search. Because he probably wanted to wring their necks. I know, right, Anna? it gets weirder. Every time we get more information, it just gets more strange. Valerie. Yeah, there was no premeditation. I think everything was done quickly. I think it was some kind of an unplanned event. Absolutely. And you know, from how Belinda sounds and everything else, if Cody really wanted to see them, I'm sure that he would have had his mom reach out to Malaya to see what the chances were, kind of thing, right? What? I cannot believe Malaya. Yep, blame shifting. Yep, she's not innocent, is she? And I agree with you, Brian. Malaya and Daniel know all along what happened to them. Um, Death certificates. Allegedly, Patty had a plan. She told Durwood to talk to Malaya. Who knows if he did or didn't? Patty probably told Malaya too about the plan. Why should she look for her kids if she knows where they are? Um, I agree, Rob. I think things are very close to blowing up big time. For this stuff to be coming out now. Huh. Wow. The documents say police had received hundreds of tips in the case, including one from a witness who said she was traveling with her sons on the morning of May 2nd and saw two children walking along the side of the road. Natasha Hayward informed the RCMP on May 31st. She described seeing a young girl holding a young boy's hand. The boy had dirty blonde hair and was wearing shorts, while the girl had darkish hair and pigtails and was wearing a tank top with blue strings. According to police, she said the children were walking toward a Caucasian female of about 50 to 60 years old with a loose curl haircut who was waiting next to the passenger side of an older model tan or golden sedan with the back door open. The documents say that in early June, police met with the witness near the corner of Gerlach Road and Lansdowne Station, where she mentioned having seen the children walking towards Westville, Nova Scotia, and that the vehicle appeared to be waiting for them. When she later met with police, Haywood said she thought the girl was around 9 or 10 and the boy 5 years old. Investigators are working to find out if the children were indeed Jack and Lily, the document noted. None of the tips so far have led to Jack and Lily's location or has any information that has been corroborated by the investigation. That's the end of that one. Wow. So somebody said she saw them walking down Gerlach Road, hand in hand, with a vehicle waiting at Lansdowne Station Road. Oh my goodness. So this is from documents from July 16th. It is now August 22nd. Yeah, nice way to get revenge. You take the lives of your children or do some harm to them and you get rid of them and blame it on your ex. This app said that she deleted the app in July. It did state that earlier. I agree with you. I agree with you, Osprey. I also think they made some of this known because Belinda is seeking guardianship of them. Brian. No, no. Lily does not look 10. She's very tiny. Yeah, yeah. There's no way she looks like she's 10 years old. Okay, the next one is this one. And I'll make it bigger so you guys can see it. Is that better? Okay. Newly released court documents are revealing previously unreported details of the investigation into the disappearance of 2 young children from their home in rural northeastern Nova Scotia more than 3 months ago. Included in the documents are the initial impressions by police of polygraphs given to the parents of 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. So I'm going to just try to skip over what we've already done, but talk about what's different. Boy, this picture, guys, just breaks my heart every time. Poor Jackie. Oh, man. Okay, Dollarama store with Brooks Murray and Martel. Okay, so the RCMP conducted at least 4 polygraphs during their investigation. The first 2 were on May 12th with the children's parents at the detachment at Bible Hill, Nova Scotia. Martel's polygraph indicated he was truthful, as did the test for Brooks Murray that found she was truthful when answering specific questions, although the list of questions is redacted in the document. An unidentified investigator's comment included at the end of a section on the results of both these polygraphs as a point in the investigation not believed to be criminal in nature. Sounds like the other one. Janie McKenzie, her physiology was not suitable for analysis. Sounds the same. Here's the other thing. The sniffer dog never, ever smelled anything. And this one about the 2 children walking alongside the road is interesting. Very interesting. But it's weird though. Doesn't kind of add up, and they've never been able to prove anything, right? Then I did get an email that I'll read from the Globe and Mail. Police investigating the disappearance of Jack and Lily collected the kids' toothbrushes from their home, found a sock. Let me share this tab. No. Found a sock and a scrap of purple fabric in the woods, according to court documents that also detail the results of their mother's and their stepfather's polygraph tests. So they found a sock and a scrap of purple fabric in the woods. Is this what Daniel went back to try to find? He knew he had left stuff back there, and that's why he went back to the pipeline. 7 court documents filed by police in their continuing major crime investigation and obtained by the Globe and Mail on Thursday divulged the items seized during the search for the young kids from Lansdowne Station, a lack of evidence pointing to potential criminality at the time the documents were filed in mid-May, and a play-by-play account of the children's last hours before the mother reported them missing. The highly unusual disappearance of Lily, 6, and her brother Jack, 4, has captured the nation's attention since the children were reported missing nearly 4 months ago. In the days and weeks following their mother and stepfather's report to police that the children slipped out of the home while they were sleeping, armies of search and rescue teams, police dogs, drones, and helicopters scoured the land and waterways to no avail. The RCMP Nova Northeast Major Crime Unit continues to lead a very active, intensive investigation with assistance from agencies across Canada, said RCMP spokesperson Cindy Bayers in an email in response to questions on Friday. She said police have not ruled out any scenario or confirmed the circumstances of the children's disappearance, which continues to be investigated under the Missing Persons Act. She reiterated there is no evidence that the children were abducted, but every possibility is being considered. Investigators have and continue to receive forensics results, which they're assessing, wrote Ms. Bayers. She declined to disclose specific results due to the continuing investigation. The documents sealed by a provincial court judge in Pictou at the request of RCMP in mid-May were released to the Globe and other media outlets with some redactions, the reason for which included personal information, privileged information, and delayed disclosure. They show the Mounties made 6 applications under the Missing Persons Act to access copies of records that contain information about Jack and Lily. One was for the cell phone records of both Malaya Brooks Murray, the children's mother, and Daniel Martell, their stepfather. A second was for school bus video surveillance around the children's home. Other applications were to request that, I find that interesting, school bus video surveillance around the children's home. Wonder what that means. Other applications were to request copies of records under the control of companies, the names of which were redacted. The documents say the information is requested because the last time Jack and Lily's location was independently verified was May 1st at 2:25 p.m. at their local Dollarama via video surveillance. This could assist the investigation by helping police to identify further investigational avenues and leads and possible leads to the location of the children, wrote RCMP Corporal Charlene Curl in a partially unsealed affidavit. She also laid out information gathered by more than 20 police officers up until mid-May. Both Malaya and Daniel's polygraph examination results on May 12th show that they were truthful when answering 4 questions that were redacted as privileged information. Malaya willingly agreed to undergo a polygraph examination in relation to this investigation in an effort to eliminate her as a suspect in causing her children's disappearance and possible murder, said the documents, referring to statements made by Sergeant Chris Daw, who conducted her polygraph tests. An investigator's comment says at this point in the investigation, Jack and Lily's disappearance is not believed to be criminal in nature. I do not have reasonable grounds to believe a criminal offense has occurred because Jack and Lily are still missing. Polygraph examinations were conducted with the intention of ruling out that possibility. However, Corporal Curl notes in a May 23rd affidavit that the case may progress to being criminal should the elements of a criminal offense be identified. The 7th court document shows the police seized the children's toothbrushes and a blanket from the trash bag at the end of the driveway that matched a piece of Lily's blanket seized by police 1 kilometer from the home in a tree. Police have said Lily's blanket has been sent for forensic testing. Here's one that I found very interesting. Clumps of boot prints in 2 different sizes, including child's, were found on the pipeline in the area in the first few days of the search, the document said. Other seizures included indent impression castings, typically used to gather casts of boot prints or tire tracks, scat, which police said could be human or animal, and a sock and piece of purple fabric. So this explains why that head searcher was sure that these kids were in the woods because of all this stuff. The court documents show that Malaya provided multiple statements to police, including a detailed description of May 1st, the day before the children were reported missing. She kept Jack and Lily home from school because they had cough. Everyone woke around 9 a.m. and the kids played and watched television while she got them breakfast and tidied the house. I gotta stop there. I need a drink. She tidied the house up, did she? I'm going to stop and read what you guys are saying here. All right. Hello, the dude. There was YouTube video just released by a very credible creator. They reported that Jack and Lily's toothbrushes were found on the pipeline trail. No, the police seized their toothbrushes. Let me look here. The 7th court document shows the police seized the children's toothbrushes from their home. Okay. So they weren't found on the pipeline trail, guys. I don't think Malaya is going to get I agree. So Belinda gets a lawyer to file for legal guardianship, and the RCMP respond with a media storm. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You made the rounds again? Sherwood needs to shut up. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, they took the toothbrushes from the home. The rest of it, I'm thinking, in my opinion, was planted. That's what I think. Either Daniel was out there planting it or he was trying to pick up what he dropped. I don't know. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Sorry, the dude, but it's wrong. Um, and it would not be the first time that this creator has made a big error. 007, if they did, don't you think they'd still be in the woods looking? I don't think they believe they're there. You like that, Valerie? She was tidying up the home a bit. 10-second tidy. Yeah. Yep. Whoever reported it on that channel or whatever was wrong. They literally will take toothbrush, especially, is a good way to get DNA off of, and for scent as well. But more so, I think, for DNA because saliva, guys, that is the best way to get DNA. And they took it from the home. Yes, guys. And I'm reading from StreamYard, not from YouTube. So if Ginger deletes your comment, I may still read it. You've done those types of tidying up. Good point, Ginger. She tidied up, but she was too tired to put away clean laundry. Yeah. All right. So where were we here? So what was actually found on the pipeline are clumps of boot prints in 2 different sizes, including a child's, were found on the pipeline in the area in the first few days of the search. Other seizures included indent impression castings, typically used to gather casts of boot prints or tire tracks, scat, which police say could be human or animal, and a sock and piece of purple fabric. The court documents show that Malaya provided multiple statements to police, including a detailed description the day before the children were reported missing. She kept Jack and Lily home from school because they had coughs. I think she kept them home because Lily had a black eye. Everyone woke around 9 a.m. and the kids played and watched television while she got them breakfast and tidied the house. Around noon, she, Daniel, their toddler, Meadow, Jack and Lily drove to New Glasgow in Malaya's 2017 white Nissan Pathfinder. They stopped for gas, possibly went to Tim Hortons, and went to a Starbucks drive-thru. If they didn't have any money, how did they have money for Starbucks? I don't know. Very strange to me. Malaya said they visited Dollarama and purchased items using Daniel's bank card before going to a pharmacy. Daniel also said they stopped at Acropole Pub and Grill to pick up poutine. That night, Malaya told police she fed Jack and Lily supper, after which the kids watched television and possibly went outside to play. She brushed their teeth and got them ready for bed at 9 p.m., 2 hours later than usual. She brushed their teeth. Why did she brush their teeth? They wore the same clothes to bed they'd worn during the day. Lily in a pink sweater, pink pajamas with white shapes, a Barbie top, and pink socks. Jack in black sweatpants, a t-shirt, and diaper. Malaya told police she'd been too untired to unpack the clean laundry she'd done at her grandmother's the previous night. The children were tucked in bed around 10 p.m. Jack with his blanket and dinosaur, Lily with her cream corduroy backpack with strawberries on it. Why would Lily go to sleep with her backpack? She shut the children's bedroom door and then she and Meadow went to bed. Daniel stayed up. She told police she was not woken up throughout the night and did not know when Daniel came to bed. On May 2nd, around 6:15 a.m., Malaya marked the children absent from school due to illness. Here's my question. How'd she know they were ill? It doesn't say that she woke them up to see if they were ill. According to the documents, Lily was last seen by her mother and stepfather when she came into their bedroom that morning. Jack had not been seen since the night before, though both parents told police they heard them playing. Malaya said she heard the kids laughing in the next bedroom. It woke up Meadow, who was sleeping in a crib in Malaya's bedroom. Malaya brought her into bed and turned the TV on before fading in and out of sleep. Sometime between 8 a.m. and 9:40 a.m., the children left the house, Malaya told police, according to the documents. In her fifth statement to police, provided May 9th, Malaya said Daniel opened the front door to go looking for the kids. He put a wrench on top of the door the night before, and it didn't fall down, so Daniel said they must have gone out the back sliding door. He does that most nights because a bear used to hang around outside. Daniel told police he and Malaya got up and looked for the kids. And when he couldn't see them in the yard, he got in the car and drove around and then ran around the woods searching for hours. Here's something new. He told police that while searching in the woods, he thought he heard a scream that sounded like Jack and Lily, but when he stopped to listen, a helicopter overhead drowned out all of their sounds. His mother, Janie McKenzie, who lives in a camper on the property, provided two statements to police. She dozed off at around 8:50 a.m. and awoke to the sound of her dog barking. She told police she heard Jack and Lily playing on the swings and laughing in the backyard before she dozed off again. Bunch of bull, because on the day that those kids were missing, there was wood stacked up underneath those swings, so they weren't playing there. They weren't playing on the swings. Maybe they were climbing the wood pile, but they weren't playing on the swings. She awoke to Daniel yelling for the children, got her coat and boots on, and walked around looking for them. A recent Globe story described the children's home life prior to their disappearance, including admissions of drug use by Daniel, controlling behavior, signs of potential abuse and neglect regarding the children, the involvement of child protection, social workers, and financial struggles. In their interviews with police, both Daniel and Malaya said that they did not resort to physical discipline. Neither responded to a request for comment about the court documents. So they know about the court documents coming out and they're not responding, guys. That's interesting in itself. Yeah, she turned the TV on. I don't honestly remember trees. Does anybody ever remember Daniel saying that he heard a scream? Yeah, that's the other thing. The dogs didn't indicate in that area at all. Yeah, the police know that. They know it. That's a good point, Iwashan. That's a good point. Malay didn't say what. Well, the police would know because they had video surveillance at the Dollarama. Oh, yeah, I got too many things going through my mind to say, Valerie. Yet they didn't know what they were wearing at the beginning of the search. Yeah. Right? Fences being fixed, driveway being raked. It was raining. It was dark when they were doing all this. Between 12 and 5 a.m., a car coming and going off the property. I mean, it's just too much. She didn't want to, you know what? She didn't have to put the clean clothes away. She just had to drag out their pajamas. I mean, haven't we all done that? When you've got babies, right? She had 3. And you're nearing the end of the night, you're getting really exhausted. You still have all this clean laundry. The kids don't have clean pajamas to go to bed in. I'm just going to grab their clean pajamas out of the clean laundry and put them on, right? I'm not going to put the rest of the clothes away. I'm just going to grab the clean clothes out of the clean laundry and put them on. I think 007, I think they do think it's criminal, but they have nothing. They don't have enough evidence yet to prove that it's criminal, right? I don't know. That's where I'm going with that, but I could be wrong. Did Malay brush his teeth too? Oh man. Yeah, clumps of boot prints. I don't know. It makes you wonder. And it doesn't say, it says including child size. It doesn't say that they were all child size. So that's really interesting to me. Yeah. You heard him saying something about hearing the kids, but he put it off as trying to redirect searchers. Gotcha. That's a good point. She didn't want to hear him, so she turned on the TV. And Malaya being quiet says a lot. Well, these documents, and Malaya trying to say that Daniel's been telling the truth. Daniel and I have been telling the truth to the RCMP, but Daniel's lying to the media. Well, so is she. So is she. Uh, I I'm so disgusted with both of these two right now. I tell ya. Yeah. Darn helicopters prevented Daniel from hearing the kids and finding them. It's their fault. Was he trying to make it sound like they fell down a well or something? Heard a scream, and then I couldn't hear anything more. That is gold, guys. I'm just saying. We need one more like, and we'll do some dancing. Yeah, we learned a few new things, didn't we? More items, and remember we read that and we said there's more than just what the pink blanket that they found, right? Remember I said that, was it yesterday or the day before? You were right. They found a purple piece of fabric and a sock. Feel like you're being gaslit? Yeah, a little bit, right? Oh, all right. So let's do a little bit of dancing.
Derwood's got a swagger, a wild little flair. Struts like a model, doesn't even care. Too sexy for his chair. Yeah, he's floating on air. Too sexy for his chair. Too sexy, he don't care. White girls bouncing, he's a walking affair. Oh, Derwood, you're too sexy for your chair. His reflection winks back, yeah, it knows the deal. Every step he takes, it's a catwalk reel. The world can't handle, oh, the way he feels. He's got that vibe, that glow. A little too much, but we can't say no. Too sexy for his chair. Too sexy, stop and stare. White curl shining, he's beyond compare. Oh, Derwood, you're too sexy for your chair. He's got that vibe, oh, that glow. A little too much, but we can't say no. Too sexy for his chair. Too sexy, stop and stare. White girl shining, he's beyond compare. Oh, Derwood, you're too sexy for your chair. He dances through the kitchen, spins in the hall. Even his shadow's having a ball. That chair's jealous, can't compete at all.
So that's a good point, 007. It puts him in close proximity to children when he's out there searching. Yeah, that was all for show, in my opinion. I don't think those kids were in the woods. Yeah, the original Durwood lost some weight there. Wonder how he got all wet. Maybe he was running through the water too. Oh man. Um yeah, I'm not sure what I think about it all. I find it very funny. I think that Janie was just too upset. Not even nervous, just too upset, right? To be able to do the polygraph. They couldn't get a good reading on her. Um yeah, I agree, Ginger. I hope she wins her motion to have the custody hearing made public. Absolutely. Um, you know, and I hope she gets it, right? I mean, I hope she gets guardianship because certainly I mean, if those children would happen to be alive, which I hold up very little hope, but I hope and pray that I'm wrong, you know, then she would get custody if she wins guardianship. So that would be incredible. Yeah. I mean, for a split second, when you're reading some of this stuff, it's like, oh, were they in the woods then? Oh, somebody seen them? Oh, there was more stuff found. Oh, there were clumps of boots. But I just, yeah, I can't go there. I just really don't believe that those children were in the woods. I just really can't. Anybody see if that press conference was going on at all? Um, I see Dolly. I'm just looking to see if I can see any news about the press conference. No way. No way. Oh, guys, do you know who is involved in baby Emmanuel's case? No. I'm going to, oh, okay. I'm going to share my screen. Is that who I think it is? If it is who I think it is, fish and chips. Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just really interested. Sorry, guys. I kind of got sidetracked, but I wanted to see if it's not Durwood. No, it's not Durwood. He has a drone up over the house. Oh, man. I didn't realize he was involved in their case. Where's he going to get the money from? Doesn't he charge like $2,000 an hour or some dumb thing? For those of you who don't know, it's he's a PI that was hired by the Proudfoot, Sebastian's case, and he's, my opinion, he's dirty. Dirty. Okay. Couldn't believe it. Well, if you see the press conference come up for baby Emmanuel, let me know. He does live in California, so we should have known. I guess it didn't dawn on me. Right, Valerie? He needs to stay out of this case. We've been getting good results. He needs to stay away. It's just a press release. Okay. I found that funny too. The wrench is going to stop the bear. Who'd put a wrench over the door to stop a bear? Oh, Osprey's getting upset here. What about maybe doing something stronger to keep the bear from getting in? I mean, oh my gosh. No, let's just put a wrench above the door because, what was that going to do? Wake Daniel up? I mean, I don't know what a wrench was going to do, but oh man. And that's a scary thought, that they were afraid enough that a bear was going to get in the house that they put a wrench above the door. Right? I mean, come on. I really want to know what the purpose of that wrench was. Was it to wake Daniel up? What? knock the bear out? I don't think that would work. Yeah, I have no doubt that the bear could get in. They're pretty strong. Now the CPS lawyer says Malaya did not pass on certain questions and Daniel did not pass. So now I'm confused. Oh, man. Yeah. Exactly. A wrench would not stun a bear. Might scare him. But yeah. Our Canada people, have you ever heard of this before? Please tell me you haven't. Oh, I know, Sharon. Yes, they were arrested this morning early, like 7:15 their time, West Coast time, so it would have been 9:15 a.m. Central Time. So they, yes, and charged with red rum, which is incredible. But he should never have been let out of. He should have been put in prison for what he did to Promise. His older daughter. No, it's ridiculous but funny at the same time, right? I know. Wrench on a door to stop a bear is not a Canadian thing. Well, here's my question on the door. So, do you not have a door frame? Where was the wrench exactly? Seriously, I put a wrench on the door. What does that mean? Like at the top of the door? Or did he use it like a wedge in the doorknob? What what does he mean? Right? I'm curious because I don't know. Hello, Truth and Beauty. The CPS lawyer, that was Michelle, I think, that said that. Michelle, where did you hear that? Likely on the floor. No, he said he put it on the door. I'm just curious. Must have been a brainwave of Daniels. I think even me being a woman alone, I would have figured out something a lot stronger than that. Maybe like a 2x4 nailed nailed across the door or something. I mean, and then a 2x4 in the in the patio door to keep them from coming in. Your grandmother used to put butter knives around the frame of the doors at night. Why? I'm curious why. I suggest proper management of garbage to quit attracting them in the first place. I agree. You see the dumpster they have out there? I mean, Daniel, if you're listening, please take a video and show us where you put the wrench. Or maybe not. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize what I just said there. Never mind, never mind. They had no locks on their doors. Well, seriously, who would want to get in there? Oh man. Oh. Yeah, maybe not, Valerie. Don't. Never mind. I'm not that interested in the wrench. When it came out, it was like, oh, that didn't sound right at all. I think you guys knew what I meant, but yes, yes, in that article. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna share it again. In her fifth statement to police provided May 9th, Malaya said Daniel opened the front door to go looking for the kids. He put a wrench on top of the door the night before and it didn't fall down. So Daniel said they must have gone out the back sliding door. Daniel confirmed this, saying he does that most nights because the bear used to hang around outside. So he put it on top of the door. So yes, Eric, he really did say that. Oh my gosh. But who was the one that said their grandma? Jay, why did your grandma do that? Was it for the same reason? The butter knives? So that they'd fall down? Suppose it depends on what's the size of your trim, right? Well, if you have big wide trim, that trailer probably didn't have any trim at the top of the door. Well, and Osprey, didn't they say that there were bags of garbage around the house when they were all in there on the second? Seriously, if you saw that trailer, would you want to go there? I wouldn't. Not even if I was a criminal. There's nothing to steal in there. So I need Daniel holding a wrench with a Superman cape. and his little fishy. Oh man. This case is so strange. It's really strange, guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard too. And that the kids were actually malnourished. Right? Which is really sad. Really sad. I know. This case is so bizarre. I, when you look at where they lived, Granny, did I not say Janie was my number one suspect? Well, she did pass her polygraph, so she very well could be. I don't know. Yeah, she slipped it through the frame to be in the front door so the door couldn't be pushed open. Oh, I see what you're saying. That makes sense. Yeah, I get that. I get that. A wrench, though, I'm not going to do that. We have 5 suspicious peeps. Malaya, Daniel, Janie, Patty, and Durwood. I agree. I have to say, for the longest time, I gave Malaya the benefit of the doubt, mostly because she wasn't talking. Now that we know what she told RCMP, it's coming out in court documents, guys. Ugh. No, I don't think either one of them passed the polygraph. Janie would have made a good watchdog with her terrible voice. Yeah, she would have. So here's the thing. We have 5 suspicious peeps. Who was involved? I don't think Patty was involved. I think Patty was hoping to get those kids away, like Durwood was trying to say. But I don't think that happened. I really don't, guys. I don't think that happened at all. I think something happened to the children. I hope I'm wrong. Hello, Lola. Hello, NYC. Janie was the last to see him. I would keep my eyes on her. Yeah. Well, bears don't like loud things. So you missed the lit. You need to rewind, Nomo. I couldn't read it all again if I tried. Oh, I know. She really does have to. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna make Malaya mad, right? Because Malaya didn't Malaya block Belinda? Oh man. Yep. Yeah. Let's put a. I think everybody tonight should put a wrench above their door just for kicks and giggles, right? I don't even. I was gonna say I don't even know if I have a wrench, but yeah, I do in my toolbox. Yeah, we read all the reports tonight. New leads of possible sighting of the kids. Where did that come from? Yeah. Malaya blaming Cody, in my opinion, only shows her guilt that much more. I know other people have wondered at different points in time if Cody did something. They made no bones in the court documents about him passing and being truthful. So who said parents were truthful? A couple of the articles said that they passed. A couple of them. I think the one that we have on here even said right here, it says both Malaya and Dan, and this is from the Globe and Mail, both Malaya and Daniel's polygraph examination results on May 12th showed that they were truthful when answering 4 questions that were redacted as privileged information. But remember, guys, what Mike Demand said? They asked the wrong questions. Because didn't Daniel say they asked me, did I red rum Jack and Lily? Well, if it was an accident, they could be truthful by saying no, I didn't. Do you know who? Do you know where the kids are? I mean, I don't know. So they could have been truthful about some things, but These were in the court documents, so they were signed by the police. Four questions, Mike is right. Yep. Yeah, and did they not ask the right questions? So both Malaya and Daniel lied and didn't tell the RCMP about the CPS visit. Well, sure, right? I mean, they're not going to offer it up. You know, they needed to say, did an accident happen to Jack? Did an accident happen to Lily? How did Jack die? How did Lily die? I mean, I guess they have to say yes or no, don't they? I don't know. I don't know enough about polygraphs to say. I don't think she's innocent at all right from the start. There's something that doesn't sit right with me. She's sitting quietly, but she will put out a dagger when cornered. You know, I find it hard to believe, though, that Daniel was polygraphed for 3 to 4 hours. I mean, that seems a little far-fetched in my opinion, but he did say that. Malaya sounds like a sly fox. I hear you. I hear you, Valerie. It just, some of this stuff is really interesting. You know, here's the thing. Why did they put this out now? Why did they release some of these court documents? And every article has stated that parts of the documents are redacted. So, what's in the redacted parts? Yes, Brian, Daniel wasn't truthful. And remember, guys, I said he could think that he got 4 out of 8 questions right, and so they were in his favor, or 4 out of 7 right, and they were in his favor. But the other 3 were actually about, you know, what was important, right? And polygraphs don't go by how many you get right or how many you get wrong. It's whether you're being truthful or not. What does it say about Janie's? So let me look. Was it on this one or? Okay, so it wasn't in that one. It might have been in this one. Yep, here it is. Meanwhile, on June 10th, the children's step-grandmother, Janie McKenzie, underwent a polygraph examination, but another document notes that her physiology was not suitable for analysis, and an opinion on the polygraph examination was not rendered. In my opinion, she was too angry. That's a good point, Cheryl. That's why I'm still leaning toward an accidental drug overdose for those kids. That's what I'm thinking. No more. Daniel got what is your name, right? Yeah, I bet he, well, it depends on how many rugs he had that day. But seriously, Cheryl, that's why I continue to lean on the accidental death part. Gummies, rugs, chemicals, something, right? No, we talked about this, Sharon. I think there's 3 parts. And he says it was 3 tests, but I don't, because the first part is where they determine your baseline. And they ask you to answer questions like, what is your name, right? And the middle part is where they get to the meat of things, right? And then the last part is kind of a closure, kind of closing it up, finishing it off. He said it was, he had to make himself look important, like he took 3 different tests. I don't think he did. Janie's test probably blew the needles off the meter. I agree with you, Trees. Malaya won't tell on Daniel because she's involved. She knows. The 3 of them know. Janie's got her rake. If it is true about Wade allegedly said about Daniel imping Malaya out, why didn't she leave with Cindy and Wade? Plus all the stuff she allegedly said about Daniel using a different type of discipline on the kids. Yet in these court documents, she said that they didn't use any kind of discipline on the kids. So she is a liar. Just saying. She told everybody else and in the text that Daniel abused the kids and that he pushed her down. That happened several times when she was trying to get her phone to call her mom to come get her. Right? But in these documents, they both said no, they don't use discipline on the kids. She probably has a different story for different people. Yeah. And so Malaya saying that Daniel said one thing to the police. She said her and Daniel both told the police the truth. But she said Daniel's been lying to YouTubers in the media, and she doesn't understand why. Well, look in the mirror, woman. You're doing the same exact thing. Yeah. Can you imagine the polygrapher saying, did you kill Lily and Jack? Can you imagine her reaction? I wouldn't have wanted to be in there. I bet she tore those cords off of her. Jumped out of her chair. That's right, Bobby. She had a way out. She chose not to leave. U-Haul was rented, ready to go, and she said no. I'm just saying, you know, it's ridiculous. When, now of all people, I will defend DV, right? But when you get out of the situation, which Malaya is out of the situation, guys, when you get out of the situation and you're defending it and lying about it, I don't defend you anymore. I'm sorry. It just will not happen. You didn't learn anything from what you went through. That's my opinion. I agree, Nomo. I agree. They didn't pass. They did not pass. There's no way. Yeah, she blew it. She could have been out of there, you know. And I realized that was months before this happened, but it was months before this happened, and they could be safe. They could be alive if they're not. She could have protected her children, and she did not. It was months more that she allowed those children to be abused. Right? Sorry if I sound angry, but I am angry with her because reading that she blamed Cody, seriously, what the heck was she thinking when she told RCMP that? What was she thinking? She was the one that called 911 to say her kids were missing. And so then later comes back and says, oh, I think Cody came and picked them up to go to New Brunswick. What? RCMP had to look at her like she had not one screw loose, 10 screws loose. Her ignoring her children, turning on the TV so she cannot hear them. Yeah. I agree. I agree. And you know what? In the beginning, when she was being quiet and she took off, and I thought, okay, I think DV is involved, which we were right. I think there is a level of DV that was a part of this case. I do think so. But she's no better than Katie Proudfoot, in my opinion, now. And I defended her against Katie Proudfoot in the beginning because I thought that we haven't heard everything from her. Well, now we're hearing more. You think blaming Cody was a shot at Belinda? I think it was a distraction. Look over there, not here. That's what I think it was. Drugs were more important. Yeah. That's true. She did have a way out and refused to take the opportunity. She could have had all children safe and sound. Yeah. And yes, I am angry. Because if she had taken those kids out when they had the U-Haul rented, think, what was it, Ginger, back in December? Those babies may be safe, sound, probably with Cindy and Wade. Maybe Belinda would have taken them. I mean, I don't know, but what? Not going to have that opportunity now. Can I come with you? I think it's time for me and Malaya to go behind the barn. Yeah, I want to come. And thinking about it just turns my stomach. Yeah. You know what? If any guys try to go after her and they figure out who she is, I hope they just tell her off. Who would want to get involved with you, right? Her flesh and blood. Yeah, she didn't go to the vigil. Well, neither did Katie or Chris, right? She only comes out of the woodwork when there was a fundraiser. Yeah. Well, I'll go back out behind the barn. Okay. Okay. I'm not ready to say that yet, no more. We don't know everything that they know. They're releasing little bits for a reason. I think everything's going to blow up here pretty quickly. Malaya and Daniel didn't have any comment after these articles came out. I'm sure eventually Daniel's not going to be able to help himself. Absolutely, trees. Actions speak louder than words. Absolutely. Not going to the vigil. Oh, yeah. Guys, if you know me, you know that I will back the blue until I learn that they are corrupt or something. But I always will back the blue. Why? Could be a little biased because I had a son-in-law in law enforcement. He retired. But they are who protect us, right? Do they always get it right? No. Are there some that are corrupt? Absolutely. You know, all you have to do is look at Sumner County Sheriff's Department to know that. But I still have faith that the good outweigh the bad. So I'm always going to back the blue. And that may not make me popular. I realize that, but it is my opinion. But it's okay if you don't agree. But they've got a lot on their plates. 740 tips, they said. The last thing was 800 tasks. I don't know how many tasks there are now. I bet there's a bunch more because each task can turn into other tasks. Get your blood pressure. Yeah, it's a good thing I take BP meds. You can't back the blue in Massachusetts after the Karen Reed framing and crooked cops. Yeah. Yeah. There are bad ones. There's no doubt. There are bad ones. We've seen it. We've seen videos. I mean, you know, no doubt. When you have good men like my son-in-law who during the riots in San Francisco spit in the face, things thrown in his face, when they're just trying to defend, right? Protect and defend. It's, irritating and frustrating. I do agree with that. They need more training in the area of missing and exploited children. I believe that across the globe, honestly, seriously. The other thing that they need training in, I mean, seriously, guys, Gabby Petito, Moab, Utah situation. They should not have let those kids, they should have put one in cuffs that night. And if they really did believe that Gabby started it, which I don't get, so what? Because she would have been able to make a phone call to her parents and she would still be alive today. Those Moab police needed more training. Yeah, those riots were bad. They were really bad. I clicked on it, but then I turned away to something else that was more informative. So, yeah. Because it was about baby Emmanuel, I think, wasn't it? He was holding his phone up, yeah. Good night, Brian. Good night. So, yeah. I pulled out an old grannyism for today. A child that is being abused by its parents doesn't stop loving its parents, it stops loving itself. Yeah. I think poor Jack and Lily were abused. I really do. Really do. Look at Promise. Look at baby Emmanuel. I hate to think of how he passed. Breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It just really does. But they do. They don't stop loving their parents. I know. It is. But it's true. Okay, so let's do a little toe tapping. We won't dance with the chair. We'll do a little.
On Granny's porch, the sun sets low. With a steaming cup, she steals the show. Neighbors gather round, hearts in bloom, for that smoking hot tea and the latest room. Whispers of love, tales of the town. In her sweet voice, no secrets drown. With laughter and stories, the evening flies. Granny's hot tea brings the world to life. In her sweet voice, no secrets drowned. With laughter and stories, the evening flies. Granny's hot tea brings the world to life. Adding whispers of love, tales of the town. In her sweet voice, no secrets drowned. With laughter and stories, the evening flies. Granny's hot tea brings the world to life.
There, I livened it up a little bit. Kind of get upbeat with the banjo, right? So, all right, yes, justice for Lily and Jack, guys. And Sharon, you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter how many jobs out there, there's corruption, right? It's not just the police, politicians, DAs. I mean, you name it. You name it, right? They're out there. So, yes, they're still in our thoughts and prayers. We praying, right? Chelsea, Belinda, Cody now, poor guy. Jack and Lily, prayerfully they're still alive, but if not, maybe they can be laid to rest. Belinda's choice, right? Belinda's choice. So let's pray that Belinda gets guardianship that she's going for. All right, guys. So that's all I really have for tonight. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granny'scrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.